90%. Why don't you give George a hand? He probably hadn't had too many of those. All right. So, let's take a look at ourselves, just for a minute, or two, since I only have 3 minutes till my 15-minute warning. Oh, I must have a clock or something, or I'm just really good at this. All right. So if you go to your piece of paper, did anybody forget to do that? I'm not going to ask for you to tell me what you put down, but I will tell you this, that whatever you put is a reflection of how you see yourself as it relates to leadership. And so we may have 100 or 2 in the room, I don't know, but I would venture to say that what? Every one of them is different, truthful, but different because we are all unique, are we not? Anybody in this room exactly like somebody else in the room? Probably not. So, whatever you wrote there is how you see it. Now, I had a question one time that says, what's the difference between heart and soul? Anybody want to go after that one? Go ahead.
It's more of those characteristics that are just, they don't change. They define you. So maybe when there is a defining one. Heart can be, with my heart in it is,
Very
subject to the conditions.
I believe soul reflects one's values and heart reflects one's emotions.
That's basically what he just said. Oh, that's very good. Soul reflects values. Heart reflects emotions. Oftentimes those two are very, 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 very united and aligned, or together. Well, not often. I would say almost always. So, yes, sir. That's that. Did you all hear that? Say it again louder.
The way that I heard soul defined is kind of many facets of parts of who you are, including your mind, your will, and your emotions.
And that leads into the next thing that I wanted to say about this is that you can't separate these. You can talk about them and they kind of, and you may have, some of you, anybody in the room, put all of them in all of them? Yeah, so that's the point. So understand that what you were exercising was just you thinking about yourself and how you see, and then I'm throwing you some curveballs on definitions of stuff that we have standard thinking on, in the box thinking. And so I was just trying to throw, this is why they call it human resources, and this is why they call it group psychology and all those things that you ever come out of a psychologist's office? Have you ever talked to a counselor and they ever give you anything firm? You know what I'm saying? The point is, I'm sorry. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. I can't believe you stood up in the middle of my session and interrupted me like that. Give him a hand. That was awesome. So we're talking about what's going on inside of you, and I think we understand where we're coming from. So let's go back to this. We were talking about all of these things, and I would propose to you today that in 3 areas of your walk, of your journey, that you are going to have some moments where those things are changed. And it might come up similar to what we see happening right here. All right, so through the movie, as you just were, I took every one of them and put them in that clip. There were moments, now it was Doc that said it, but it was a point in the movie where something was changing. Based on what I've just realized, maybe from truthful friends or helpful people around me, somewhere in my heart, mind, or soul, one of those areas that I can't separate from each other, those have been hit by something that happened, an experience, a behavior that I did, that maybe caused a reaction or a response that I went, and it wasn't the best. You ever been involved in one of those decisions? You see what I'm saying? And I'm saying that a time comes, and I call it, for this presentation, the Great Scott moment. Where the knowledge comes in such a way that you finally, like my dad said, you finally get it. That man that gets wiser and wiser with every day of my life. that I didn't listen to, by the way. So, all right. So let's look at some other clips of as we analyzed, who was our greatest, based on these definitions, who was our greatest leadership quality-laden person? George McFly. And I would venture to say that if we really look at it, that the one that we could relate to the most in that movie, I'll speak for myself only, was George.